Hi Pogo! We're back with Nancy. Nancy Drew. Nancy who? Pogo! I'm so excited. It's an old one. I wonder which number this one is actually. Let me Google. It's the 11th game. Yay, Kona! Kona! I unlocked 2 animated emote slots, 2 more animated emote slots, and another normal one. Queen of Tyrant with a sword, accidental naps, phone girl. I added the phone girl, so I can put both hearts in. I can put both hearts in Kona, the red and the purple, so I don't have to decide anymore. Don't give me another one. No, you stay away, demon. You demon artist. How dare you give me your art? It's a crime. I'm trying to get back into reading, and I'm starting with children's books because my attention span has been that destroyed by video games this year. I'm reading Howl's Moving Castle. I'm lucky. Yeah, you stay with your drawings. I'm shaking my fist furiously at the screen. I'm kidding, by the way, Kona. I love your drawings. It's just a fun rivalry. I'm reading Howl's Moving Castle. It's got a animated movie that's kind of like a classic. I've not seen it, but I thought I'd read the book and then see it. What is Nancy Drew's favourite TV show, Pogo? Also, yeah, you're gonna have to put up with me in the volume because, you know, we're moving on to a different game. Oh, like you have any idea. Well, Kona, that's because you're a true one. Murder She Drew. Nice. 10 out of 10. Hello, Fart Bubbler. Hello. This is game number 11. Curse of Blackmoor Manor. I'm guessing there can't be that many after this one that use this old-fashioned. It's like what the old UI. Oh, Fart Bubbler's got one. Team's going off. I've got 5 seconds left on the countdown, everybody. 1, 0. And because it's an old game, I couldn't get the capture to work, so we're just sharing the screen. Which hopefully does not look too bad. Look at this old thing. am excellent. How are you? How are you doing, Fart Bubbler? I'm just shutting down my work laptop because it is officially, oh I know, 40 seconds left. That's too long to do an officially. It's officially 30 seconds till it's 4 o'clock. I'll work hard for the money. Actually, I better go and open the front door so that when Winnie comes home, he can just come straight in. He can let himself in. There we go, he's a clever dog. Let's shut that down, shut down. I've also read 5 of the Nancy Drew books, and if anybody else wants to, I highly recommend skipping number 2. Number 2 was a drag. Let me sort myself out. Nancy who? It's Nancy Drew. Let's go. Wait, where are my headphones? Here they are. Yay! Let me know how the volume is.
Welcome to my latest case, The Curse of Blackmoor Manor. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview.
Light! Yay! This is your favourite one! Yay! How lucky! And now you can actually watch because no spoils. No spoilers. Also, I was just bashing on the second Nancy Drew book because it was bad. It was terrible. Everybody skip that one. Oh, I just dropped something. There's a weird white border around the screen, and I don't know why. It looks okay. Yay, no spoilers. No spoils! Okay, we are a junior detective. I almost skipped senior. Why would they put that on top? That seems mean.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Although right now I'm not so sure about the jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penbellan, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why. Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what.
Sounds
so
like poison.
Here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope. Nancy.
Night, miss. Good luck.
Oh my god, what was that voice? Now I can critique the accents. Yay, I'm excited. And the second one was about the hidden staircase. Like, it basically spoils, the title spoils the book, so therefore it is boring.
Nancy.
Oh my god. This is scarier than Phasmophobia.
Who's there? Hello? There's something out there!
Where, child?
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
Come in.
No, my technique is to scream and run.
I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you are Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
Oh, people are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night. Especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
I'd like to see Linda, if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is, not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've
Getting
unpacked.
bad vibes from
I'll
this
be
woman.
in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Conservatory. Conservatory. Oh, a puzzle box already. How exciting. Oh my god. Oh. I'm gonna guess we don't know what to do with that and just leave that alone. Feels good. Bye, phone girl. See you when you stop being a phone girl. We love you. Nancy's luggage. Nothing in here.
Wonder what goes there. Something fits in here, but what?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I already got like two puzzles to keep in mind. The pressure. Riverwell Heights Wireless. Dear valued customer, just a reminder that your current phone plan does not allow for sending or receiving of emails outside of the continental United States. Hopefully your decision not to upgrade to a more flexible, albeit somewhat more expensive plan does not cause you too much inconvenience. Oh, well. But she can go on the browser. That makes no sense. Let's read the rest of our emails though. Hi, bye. Oh, no, I want to read Bess and George. Bess and George, please. Well, you're off to England and we're off to sailing camp. Hopefully this will be the year Bess and I win the regatta instead of those snobby Maxwell twins. Bess thinks they should be disqualified for being too tan and setting a bad example for the younger campers when it comes to skincare. But I don't think the camp director is going to buy it. Anyway, no digital devices allowed, so cheerio, pip pip, and we'll talk to you when you get back. That's what I thought Puggo. If you're in a manor and someone's suddenly ill, it's like slow poisoning. That's actually what happened in a book behind me called Belladonna. Oh, I keep pressing back instead of... A hearty congratulations. Congrats on your Great Britain gig. We'll be thinking of you while we help our neighbour, Mr. Bergdorf, install his brand new satellite dish and big screen television. Hopefully our unselfish act of kindness will help him forget all those petunias we trampled while chasing fly balls in his yard, and will compel him to invite us over once in a while. Like whatever a major sports event is on. Good luck cracking that case, Frank and Joe. I don't know why I struggle to read that so much. Okay, well, no. Who am I calling?
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
I didn't dial
This is
anything.
a recording.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Petrov. That's the woman's mother. Ned. Ned's our guy again. Woo! We love Ned. Quick, Ned command. Call 911 or 999. I mean, I'll have to give it a try. 911 is probably... no, we're in England. 999.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed.
They didn't think about that. What about 911? Well, some
We're
phone
sorry,
this is.
your call
You can't contact the emergency services. Is it 999 because it rhymes with crime? Maybe. It's just meant to be the easiest. But it gets dialed accidentally quite often because 3 numbers in a row are quite easy to do. Okay, there's night and day in this game. Hugh, Cook, and we can dial with internally. This is a creepy room. Oh, a lot of mixed art. I can't say I'm a fan.
Oh, Ethel, do I have to learn this?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
If I do well, can we play a game?
Yes, but only in French.
Oh.
En français. What? Wait, each of the stairs? That's... Okay, this game's wacky.
I need the key.
I'm afraid we're busy.
Okay. 000 in Oz. Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting.
Oh, forget it. Stay in Italy as long as you want then. Some kind of husband you're proving to be. It's
Oh.
not all in my head. Don't bother.
Oh?
Linda? Hi, it's me, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, our friendly neighborhood detective. Well, welcome to Blackmoor Manor. I apologize for greeting you under such unusual circumstances.
I think 11... I can't remember. We have a 11 or 11 something number that's like for non-emergencies. It's kind of better that I don't remember that one. I think we can call 111 for medical advice on whether they think you should call 999.
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, I feel like... I feel like something really strange is
Oh
happening.
god.
Your mother is very concerned about your condition.
My condition? What's my mother told you?
How's the volume,
What
by the
her
way?
son-in-law keeps telling me? That it's all in my head? That I'm just an unhappy new bride? That I just need time to adjust?
How's the
I'm
volume when
tired
I
all the
talk
time,
over
my
it?
mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy. There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets which must never be known. That's everything you need to know. Now if...
Mummy, can I come in?
No, you're supposed to be in your lessons.
Lessons are over. I want to meet Nancy.
I said no, Jane.
Okay.
That was my stepdaughter. She can be such a pest sometimes.
God.
Anyway, I understand you feel an obligation to my mother, but trust me, there's nothing you can do. You're welcome to stay, but I strongly recommend
Linda's
that
kind
you
of a
go home
dick.
as soon as possible.
I can't go home empty-handed. It might jeopardize my ace detective status. Okay, Nancy's also a dickhead.
I can't go home empty-handed. It might jeopardize my ace detective status. Linda? Okay, I'll let you rest.
I'm not
But
surprised.
I'll be back. I'm here for you if you need me.
Nancy, why? So it's kind of suspicious that we can't see her either. Is she faking it? She could just be faking it. She's the bad guy. She's after something in the manor and she wants to be left alone.
This must be Mrs. Drake's room. Guess she's not in her room.
Should say she'd be in the conservatory.
Oh, it's just a parrot.
Violet! Scared ya.
Polly want a cracker?
Not Polly! Lolo! 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 Lolo!
Oh,
Okay,
God.
I get the point. Lulu.
Lolo! 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 Lolo!
Do you by any chance know
Do you
Latin?
by any chance know Latin?
Quiste rogavit, bene vidi vici, semper ubi sub ubi, morituri status.
I'll take that as a yes. Would you mind translating something for me?
Fire away!
I don't know where I heard this.
Equinoctium vernum.
The longest day of the year is solstitium, the summer solstice. The shortest day is bruma, the winter solstice. Equinoctium vernum is a spring equinox. Equinoctium autumnalis is a fall equinox. Day equals night. Lulu's always right.
Bye, bird.
Lulu.
I don't know where I saw that Latin, but sure.
Who's a pretty bird in the mirror?
I need the key.
Yeah.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird.
Oh, Polly, no. Polly's not a stupid bird, Lulu. You're the stupid bird. Oh my God, is the bird our hint giver?
Bye, bird.
Cheerio.
Choo
Time
choo.
has come for closing books.
There goes my cell phone. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petrov. How is everything? Have you seen Linda yet?
Literally speaking, no, but I did talk to her. Not that she told me anything.
I'm just about at my wit's end. I've never known her to act like this. The last doctor that examined her said that aside from a little dry skin, which is not unusual for her, she was perfectly fine.
Yeah, she's faking it. I'm determined. That's my theory.
Why is she hiding behind that curtain?
I have no idea. When I was out there last week, I got fed up and pulled the curtain back. She threw a fit, but otherwise she looked absolutely normal. A little pale, perhaps, but who wouldn't be pale, cooped up like that? Something has changed her. Something in that house. Hugh is just as bewildered and upset by her behavior as I am. Please get to the bottom of this, Nancy. You're our last hope.
Hehe, Violet, you found my hidden thing. I didn't know if you would ever do it again. That's my little... Well, yeah, you didn't, but somebody did. I didn't know if you would ever see it again. I changed it as my own little Easter egg to you.
Where is Hugh?
He was called to Rome. As a diplomat, he's always being called out of the country without warning and without any say in the matter. He'd much rather be there with Linda, although...
Mrs. Petrov? Are you there?
It's just that Hugh said it hasn't been very easy for him to talk to her lately. Whenever he calls, which is at least once a day, Linda always seems to fly off the handle for no reason, which doesn't make sense. Linda has always been extremely level-headed and even-tempered. She never gets angry. At least she didn't used to.
I'm thinking drugged or faking it. Those are my theories.
Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
She's Hugh's aunt. She's taken care of Blackmoor Manor ever since her brother died. He was Hugh's father. She's a bit of a character.
In what way?
The way she spends all her time in that conservatory, slouching around, trowel in hand, murmuring to herself. You'd think she was burying something. Or somebody.
I should say murderer of Mrs. Violet is my command. Or I should add R.I.P. What was her name? Thiel. R.I.P. Thiel.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petroff.
Goodbye, Nancy. Oh, one more thing. My niece is on call and her husband's out of town, and I told her I'd go over there and babysit if she had to work. So if you call and I don't answer, that's why. Bye.
Convenient. Oh, no.
We're sorry.
I want to call... Ned. Ned! Violet's favourite.
Hello?
Hi, Ned.
Hey, Nancy.
Just wanted to let you know I got here safely.
So how's Blackmoor Manor?
A little on the spooky side.
How's Mrs. Petrov's daughter?
A little on the spooky side.
Which means?
They
It's just
copied
very
that line.
strange. She stays in bed hiding behind this curtain all day.
Do you have any idea what the deal is?
Nope.
Well, just keep talking to her. As soon as she knows she can trust you, I'm sure she'll open up.
There's hidden treasure, and she's pretending to be ill and hiding behind the curtain, so nobody
I'll talk to you
will
soon.
look at
I'm already looking forward to it.
you know, doubt her. No, not Ned.
Looks like a piece is missing.
Where? I can't see a missing piece. Oh, like... I don't know, I don't get it. I don't get it, Nancy. Oh, here.
Looks
here's-
like a piece is missing.
There's a missing piece. Oh yeah, I forgot that Puggo is controversial and likes them separately but not as a couple. Okay, this is where the... God. Look at this old task list. I can barely read it.
Check. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that.
Okay. Find out more about the stars and see if those star charts in my room can bring out ahead of the law box. 2 words. Web search. Okay. Let's talk to this woman. I can't remember who she is. Is she like the stepmom? If we can find her. Maybe.
All settled in? Good. I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us. Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household. And if there's one
she's
thing
the
I
aunt.
cannot stand, it's noise. Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you, but please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
Is anyone else staying here?
We do not have any permanent house staff, if that's what you mean. The Penvillans have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have 2 other house guests. Our Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvillan family history in the
Okay.
library, and Ethel Bossany, Jane's tutor.
Other suspects.
Do you know what's wrong with Linda?
Oh, Linda simply needs some time to adjust to her new living situation. England is not the United States. We do things differently, or should I say properly, here. The doctor believes it's just a case of nerves.
Video games portray such unrealistic standards and are just drastically inaccurate to real life. Writing a to-do list and actively doing those tasks, then remember to tick them off. Hey, I'll take the easy check.
Her mother told me she refuses to let anyone see her. Is that true?
I don't know, and the doctors don't know. No one seems to know anything. All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now, please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours. 2 rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
I'm concerned about that thing I saw outside.
It was purely your imagination, unless you saw a stray dog. But I will not countenance any histrionics about this issue. We have enough to worry about with Linda. And please do not get any ideas about going outside to investigate. I do not want you tracking mud all over this house.
Can you tell me about Lulu?
Lulu is a very old parrot. She must be over 80 years old. Please be very careful with her, especially if you feed her. Parrots have quite delicate constitutions, you know.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
This woman.
Run along.
That was scary. Vinny Winnie has glowing red eyes. So we need to talk to Jane as well. And Nigel and Ethel, I'm guessing.
I'm finished with that.
Yay. Look, we're winning.
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
What's this though?
Do you have allergies, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, yes!
Penicillin.
Hay fever. Although I'm not at all sure what's worse, my allergies or that medication. It makes me feel as if I'm about to float right out of my shoes.
She's the Linda said she felt strange. Yeah, who is the... We haven't met them all yet. So...
Hungry! Who's ready for some nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
Who are you talking to?
These constant intrusions are most irksome.
You talking to
Goodbye.
the plants?
Run along.
Or the insects?
Doesn't work. Looks like John Penvellin may have developed some of the plants that are in here himself.
That Amateur Plant Hybridizers Association of Great Britain. Well, we would spell that with an S. Time to be pedantic. Presents the 1912 award for outstanding achievement to John Penvellin. Penvellin. Yes, famously unlucky at rolling. Unless it doesn't count, and then you're great at it. That one. Whoa, out of 594. Oh.
Wonder what happened in there.
Please stay out of the kitchen until the fire damage is repaired. Okay. In recognition of Bridget Penvellin, sponsor of the Essex Cricket Club. Okay, nothing to see here. Playing death dice. I can't remember what you call it.
Ah yes, are you here from the agency? It's about time.
No, I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Linda's.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee. I'm researching the Penvellin family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvellins. Until now.
Why do you think that is?
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has
Told you
something
there
to
was a
do
secret
with
treasure.
the family treasure.
I want to hear about the scandalous
Scandalous
history.
history?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
Who was the family member?
Eleanor Penvelin, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650, quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
Cromwell?
Oliver Cromwell? Ironsides? I suppose they don't teach history any longer in the US. Lady Penvelin was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown, although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells.
I hate this guy.
Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
Tell me about the Penvelin family treasure.
For centuries, the Penvelins have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret.
I'm not getting suspect vibes, but I am getting bad vibes. Don't like him.
Can you tell me about the Blackmoor beast?
Hi, Doctor.
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvelin, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvelin secret.
When I was walking up to the house, I saw something with red eyes that called out to me.
Really? How extraordinary. Are you sure it wasn't just jet lag?
Positive, and I heard it make this kind of growling sound.
Perhaps it was the cursed husband of Eleanor Penvelin, prowling about the moors in search of lost Yanks.
Very funny.
He's the worst.
Who are all those paintings of in the Great Hall?
Those are the Penvelins who owned Blackmoor Manor at one time or another.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell.
I hate him.
Interesting. I'm researching Philippe Penvelin, and it appears that many scholars believe he was a pirate. That would explain his source of wealth.
Pirate.
I doubt you'll find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvelin was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas. Those manuscripts are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvelin collected most of them. His father,
That's the
Randolph,
guy who
and
goes,
son
well,
Milo were rather more
actually,
interested
talk
in
about
military
anything you
victories
enjoyed.
than in
So
book
true,
collecting.
Jabberwoo. I do not like. I don't think. I'm not getting suspect vibes from him so far. I don't like the old aunt. And honestly, I don't really like Linda. So.
Those are mainly Penelope Penvelin's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage. Achoo!
Oh.
Gesundheit.
God.
Donka.
Donka.
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvelin was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
Why is she yelling? Nancy, why are you yelling? Okay, I guess we asked Jane then for the password. What? So these are Greek. That's a muse. I yell at that guy. So true. Betty. I don't really understand. Oh, is it? I don't know, actually. What is it? The password. It possibly could be. Password 1. I have no idea what's going on here. Can I leave? I feel uncomfortable. I'm guessing we're gonna have to work it out at some point. I do not know any Latin, so that's fun. Okay, we need to try and speak to Jane and her teacher. Oh, okay.
Hi, you must be Nancy. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
Detective, Baby Shark.
Sure, Jane. What would you like to play?
Let's play this card game I found in your room.
Jane is
Actually, it's
creepy.
Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago. You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope. Okay, so you have to match up a pair of constellations.
Oh,
I made all
no.
the matches in 40 tries. Try to beat my record.
I'm not gonna be able to do it. Oh god, okay. Did I, there you go. Oh, here we go. Cygnus, I've seen that one somewhere. Where is it? I'm too busy making the same mistakes. Damn. Corvus. Wait, I've seen that one. There we go. Oh.
You beat my score.
Well,
Felicitations.
it wasn't very hard.
That was
Jane.
fun, but I'd like to ask you some questions.
Sure, what do you want to know?
Baby Shark Detective.
About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
She seems to hate you, Jane.
Do you know why she doesn't want to be seen?
I think maybe it's because of the lady in black. I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady all dressed in black putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
Did you recognize the woman?
I couldn't see her face because she wore
What?
a cape. With
She
a
what,
hood.
Jane?
The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
I feel like Jane just glitched out of existence.
Sure. What would you like to play?
Look inside the chest over there and pick a game. My great aunt said it's a hope chest, so I put my games in there in the hope someone would come over to play. We can play Bull,
That's sad.
Constellation Match, Petroglyph Punch, Skull and Bones, and I also have a jigsaw puzzle.
You sure have a
Ooh.
lot of games.
I love games. I want to make computer games when I grow up.
Can I try the jigsaw puzzle?
Let's see how quick your reflexes are. I'll time you.
Oh no.
On your mark, get set, go! Five minutes.
5 minutes. Being scammed. That's gotta fit. That's gotta be a match. There's not enough space. I want this one. Pick up every piece except the one I wanted to pick up. I actually don't know how big the puzzle is, so... But it's only 20
4
pieces.
minutes.
Jane, please. She's a bit pushy. Oops. That one. That one. I do not like this puzzle. It's scary. It's scary.
Three minutes. There. Smashing!
Yeah, it's a thing. so let's catch up on chat as I was concentrating. I was determined not to let Jane beat me. Jane has the same stilted energy as a boar's eye dog. What's a boar's eye dog? She has a switch.
Have you ever seen anything strange outside?
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a windstorm. Talk about freaky.
I mean, have you seen a strange animal outside?
No, but I have heard weird noises like this. Howling. But not like a dog howling, more like something human. I don't want to think about that. It's scary enough having to live in this gloomy place.
Oh, I know these dogs. I did not know that's what they were called. They're cute.
Do you think there's a treasure hidden around here?
I highly doubt it. I mean, if there were, wouldn't someone have already found it? When I asked Ethel about it, she said that it's the Penvillian name and heritage that should be treasured. Blech.
Do you know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes, but I won't tell. Not unless you beat me at Skull and Bones. My friend Hulga bought this for me. It's like Go Fish, but you have to collect 3 of a kind of weird things like zombies and ghosts.
This is where I'm beaten by a child. Can I pick any? Which is
Do you have any ghosts?
Nada.
Okay.
Do you have any coffins?
Sorry.
Are these all mine?
Do you have any witches?
Nada. Do you have any zombies?
All yours.
Okay.
Any bats?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any haunted houses?
Dig. Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. Do you have any tombstones?
Dig. Any bones?
You're going to have to go dig.
Yeah, it's basically.
Do you have any
Go Fish.
spiders?
Here you go.
Do you have any ghosts?
Sorry. Do you have any coffins?
Sorry. Do you have any bones?
Here you go.
Do you have any witches?
Go dig.
I
She
got a
sounds
match.
so aggressive when she says it as well.
Do you have any
Go
zombies?
dig.
Go dig.
What was the...
Do you have any haunted houses?
Here you go.
Okay, Try to keep up with what I've
Do you have
asked.
any spiders?
Sorry. Do you have any coffins?
Afraid not. A match? You're doing great. Do you have any zombies?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any ghosts?
Here you go.
I got a match.
Heck yeah.
Do you have any spiders?
Sorry.
I got a match.
Do you have any coffins?
You're going to have to go dig. Do you have any tombstones?
Nada. Do you have any skulls?
Go
Now I
dig.
have a coffin.
You got a match. Good for you. Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
That's a match.
Eat that, Jane.
Do you have any witches?
Sorry.
I got a match.
Any haunted houses?
All yours.
Oh, she
you
took
got
my
a
houses.
match. Good for you.
Your witches, please?
I win.
I still win.
You won. Good job. Okay, the password for my grandfather's computer is on his coat of arms, plain as day.
It's on his coat of arms. Oh god, so he's Alan. I'm gonna go and look for it.
The lady in black you saw in Linda's room, did she look like anyone you know?
Like I said before, I couldn't really see her face, but she was kind of dressed like the lady in the Great Hall.
Which lady?
Eleanor. I know it sounds weird, that's why I didn't want to tell anyone. It's too creepy. Sometimes wonder if I just dreamed it all up. Mrs. Drake is always saying I have a rampant imagination.
I should get going.
Come back soon.
Snoop. Cute guinea pig.
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, all right?
How is the question?
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
4 Petunia Highway. Only on the Heartthrob channel.
That was written by Charles Pemberlin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it, it seemed really familiar, you know?
As the moon rises upon thee, fear not, but draw upon the strength of absent friends, and toast to their memories in happiness and wonder. With the stalwart heart of a knight, let charity be thy guiding angel. Stay firm in knowledge as a dedicated what? Is that G? Geometer? And fear not the ravages of Father Time. For dear child, as you learn the lessons of folly, the secrets of this world shall dawn in thy soul. Genie, Madam Butterfly, opera fan.
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer. It's not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
It's pretty cool.
What is this book?
Don't know really. Ethel gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
The lady in black is Mrs. Drake. Maybe. Maybe. Oh. That's probably important. That's probably
Each of
important.
those cups seems to be associated with a Roman numeral. Case closed.
Case closed. Not quite yet. Imagine if it let you guess at the beginning of the game. Oh, that's gonna make sense at some point, hopefully.
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like, I would eat mealworms. Aren't you glad we don't have to use that thing to cook our food?
I saw the kitchen. What happened to it?
I guess you could say I happened to it, but it was Ethel's fault. She inspired me to study the oxidation rates of different kinds of cookie doughs. Only my snickerdoodle experiment got away from me.
I mean, you're still keeping worms in your bedroom.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
Monsters, what and why? The real deal on mummies, witches, werewolves, and vampires. Werewolves, lycanthropy. Since ancient times, the cunning savagery of wolves has been both terrified and awed the humans with whom they came into contact. In Europe, where wolves were a constant threat to livestock and, allegedly, to small children and lone travellers, legends as to their evil viciousness became widespread. Predictably, one of those legends involves humans who could transform themselves into wolves. These creatures were called werewolves. Were means man, and the transformation came to be known as lycanthropy. The symptoms. Descriptions of werewolves and of transformation process itself have varied greatly throughout the ages. Some lycanthropes assumed the precise appearance of a wolf, others turned into something that was half human, half beast. Sometimes the change was permanent, sometimes lycanthropes could change from a form at will, sometimes environmental factors brought about the transformation. The symptoms and duration of a werewolf's condition depended entirely upon the curse that initiated the particular case of lycanthropy. In general, victims who were destined to alter their form permanently usually appeared pale. Fatigue was a frequent complaint, as well as weak vision, a dry tongue, and constant thirst. These symptoms usually accompanied or were soon followed by hair growth, especially on the face and hands. Fingernails grew long and the eyes gradually changed shape and colour. This is very in-depth. Hydrating. The victim's personality also changed. He or she became increasingly ill-tempered and aggressive. As the transformation grew more apparent, the victim usually went into hiding, returning to society only to satisfy its newfound appetite for human flesh. For temporary victims who could change their appearance at will, or who were involuntarily transformed by the sound of a wolf's nocturnal howl or by a full moon, lycanthropic symptoms occurred not over time but quickly, almost instantaneously. They were forced to assume human form again at sunrise, either by shedding their hair, claws and fangs, or by taking off their skin and hiding it intact. Such a lycanthrope would reportedly suffer the same fate as its shed skin. If it was found and destroyed, the werewolf would likewise be destroyed. According to legend, those who voluntarily became werewolves obtained the ability to change their form through sorcery. Involuntary lycanthropes were people who had been cursed by someone they had wronged or had been bitten by or born to a werewolf. Since there was no cure, and since most werewolves were thought to be immortal, these unfortunate beings were compelled to lead dark, desperate lives until they were felled by a fatal wound to the brain or heart. That they can be only destroyed by a silver bullet is a modern embellishment. Why? The reasons for lycanthropy. Is this going to go into this much detail on all the creatures? Psychology plays a significant role in lycanthropy. Wanting to imitate, if not actually become, the thing or person that one fears the most seems to be part of human nature. Far from being a universal phenomenon, werewolves are unknown in regions where there are no wolves. Instead, people spread tales of were-bears or were-tigers or were-crocodiles, whichever animal is most feared. The old saying, "if you can't beat them, join them," goes a long way in explaining the source and longevity of many monster legends. More important, throughout history there have been instances of people who were werewolves, in their own minds at least. Convinced that they had been cursed, they presented all the physical symptoms of lycanthropy and often behaved violently. Because they fully believed that they had become werewolves, they acted like werewolves. As a result, the people around them treated them like werewolves, which only reinforced their delusion, thus trapping them in a vicious circle. That was a lot of werewolves in one sentence. This psychological disorder was no doubt prevalent in the Middle Ages when belief in sorcery, curses, and creatures such as werewolves was commonplace. The power of suggestion cannot be underestimated, especially in places where education is minimal and superstition passes for truth. Instances of lycanthropic disorder are rare in modern times, although it is possible that many cases go unreported due to misdiagnosis or familial embarrassment. For research psychologists such as myself, information gathering is a never-ending process. If you believe you know someone who has undergone a lycanthropic metamorphosis, please contact me. Paliki Vadas. Okay, I'm guessing we're gonna.
This phone number just might come in handy.
Yeah. Interesting. An introduction to runes. Runes are a set of symbols that came to Britain with the ancient Germanic people who immigrated to the country around 450 AD. They were used throughout Northern Europe during the Dark Ages, which lasted from around 500 AD to 1500 AD. Because these symbols were used for writing, among other things, they can be termed an alphabet. The original runic alphabet was made up of 24 symbols and is known as the Elder Futhuk. The first 6 runes spell out the word Futhuk. The runes were comprised of straight lines so that they could be easily cut into wood or stone. Smart. Can I not take anything with me in this game? Oh, wow, this is different. Futhark. Futhark.
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Okay, let's go.
What about Jacobus?
He died when he was like 9.
Ask her about the obscure ones.
What
Quick,
do you
trick
know
her.
about Cecilia?
She married the Lord of Limerick and did a lot of needlework. She had a ton of kids too, like 20. Can you imagine?
No, thank you. Let's ask about...
Who is Alan?
He was my grandfather, but I didn't know him because he died when I was little. I guess he was nice.
The Marianne, okay, we'll find. Rachel?
Who was Rachel?
She died in France during the war. I guess she worked for the French resistance.
Who's Marianne?
She got shipwrecked on this deserted island with a whole bunch of yahoos, and they wrote a story about it. Yeah, that's it.
With a bunch of yahoos?
Tell me about Jean.
Hello, it's pronounced Jean.
Jean?
He was killed by a boar on a hunting trip. They eat people's flesh, you know? No, I'm kidding. But he really did get killed by a boar. Serves him right, though, for hunting some poor little
It's
animal.
reference to an old TV show. Lost on me.
Tell me about Corbin.
Oh, I dunno. He doesn't have a coat of arms in the Great Hall because he didn't live here. Wasn't even a British subject. That's all I know.
Okay, we need to go and look at Alan's... Wow, she's an opera fan. Aida. Madame Butterfly. Gilligan's Island. I've heard of that. So it's...
I'd better stay inside. If I track mud in the house, Mrs. Drake will kill me.
Is it one of these? Okay, it's this. It's gotta be... So that's her dad. Is this what I've got to type in? Pergamentum exit. Oh my gosh, where's my Nancy Drew notebook? Where's my pen? I've got the notebook. Where the... Oh, if this isn't even right, I'm gonna cry. Let's try it. Wait, where's the library again? It's over here. No, it is this one.
À tes souhaits.
Merci.
Gosh, she knows bless you and everything. Is there a space?
Welcome, my adventurous friend. Don't tell my sister, but there are ghosts in Blackmoor Manor. 13 of them to be exact. The problem is they're very shy, so they only come out when it's very late at night, usually just after midnight. And even then they only show up in quiet places, like the Great Hall, and the hallways and the conservatory. What's worse, they'll only come out for a very short period of time. But if you can find and touch all 13 ghosts in the time you're allotted, come back here and I'll give you a prize, one which I guarantee you'll enjoy. So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt?
Me? Kona, the only person I know who uses a phone as a phone. I am not me is like very emo and I
Oh
like it.
dear, my watch tells me that the ghosts are not likely to show up right now. Come back between midnight and 4 a.m. Farewell till then.
Okay, we've got to go and set the alarm.
I couldn't quite track the provenance of that piece, but Philippe must have brought it back from the New World. He became quite wealthy as a merchant in the Americas and restored Blackmoor's original splendor after it had been abandoned for years. His daughter Penelope continued the renovation, commissioning the construction of this library by Roger Vizier, who built a similar one for the French general Jean Leboeuf.
Leboeuf? I did say I needed to search constellations or something. This phone is so annoying to use. I want that one. There we go. TLDR on Nancy. Linda, she's mysteriously ill. There's a beast baby. There's a little girl who lives a lonely, sad life. Your mum managed to talk to her for an hour. That's nice though. There's a stuck-up English man. Beast baby? No. No beast babies. Maybe. Maybe there's a beast baby. Why the stars seem to move. Oh, we did learn about some werewolves as well. To someone standing on the earth as it makes its annual journey around the sun appears to move through the surrounding stars on a predictable path. This path is called the ecliptic, and the 12 constellations, groups or patterns of the stars as seen from the earth, through which the sun seems to pass are known as the zodiac. God, this is terrible. The planets also appear to move through the zodiac, and like the constellations, they have been named after Roman and Greek gods. There's a beast baby. Run from the beast baby. Okay. These and many other heavenly bodies appear and disappear from the sky throughout the year because the Earth is tilted on its axis at a 23.5 degree angle. Because of this tilt, the angle of the sun relative to the equator varies throughout the year. Because the Earth is tilted on its axis, so that no day or night is ever precisely the same length. The longest day and the shortest night is known as the summer solstice or solstitium, which takes place around June 21st. The shortest day and the longest night is known as the winter solstice or bruma and occurs around December 21st. The tilt of the Earth also results in the spring or vernal and fall or autumnal equinoxes. around March 21st or... I'm not saying that. September 21st. The sun at noon is halfway between its highest and lowest points in the sky, resulting in days and nights that are nearly equal in length. Fun. Let's do our task list.
I'm finished with that. Check. I'm finished with that. Check.
Okay. Countdown for winter solstice starts 6 Thursdays before Christmas Eve. That's weird. My birthday is 6 weeks before Christmas Eve. Okay, I need to look at Bridget's coat of arms. How do we find... Where are the women's? Gosh darn you. English manor. How can I tell what time it is? Oh, it's on there. It's on your phone. October, child. No. No way. November, the best month. Okay, I guess we can go and do the ghost hunting at midnight. Get up, Nancy. Ghosts? Yeah, this game's scarier than Phasmophobia, Coda. Oh, we can snoop on his computer too. Oh my god, look, his screensaver is himself. To Nigel. Nigel, I'm very intrigued by what you've learnt so far at Blackmoor. Good luck, good work. I can definitely see this as a bestseller if you deliver the goods. Or should I say, goodies. Ludmilla. Ooh, what is that? It's about the treasure, isn't it? He's after the treasure. Okay. General notes. The columns in the Great Hall are most curious, each one representing a Greek deity and each one missing some minute detail. Although the column appears to have been built around the same time, careful examination shows that they have been constructed over a period of several hundred years. The riddles I found in Corbin's secret room in France make reference to the Mercury column and how his key is held in hand, most likely the statue in the library, and that only by persuading Mercury to face north and lift his eyes to the sky will the wand key be released. God. I'm sure the mechanism to move this is the hidden passages Corbin refers to, but how to access these secret passages? Okay. Jinkies. Finny Winnie. Finny's here. Finny Winnie. The update on Hughie. Okay, this is the one we need to know more about. Brigitte Fembellen, Penelope's granddaughter, studied astronomy and astrology, reputedly self-taught since male teachers were apparently intimidated by her intelligence. Locate the notebook she refers to in a letter to her sister. Finny. What's this? Oh no. Using your keyboard as fast as you can, type whatever appears in the balloons on the screen. Oh my god. I'm typing 1, but that's not doing anything. Okay. Okay, you don't have to do it as capitals. I've been trying to type the capitals as capital letters, but you don't actually have to do that. This is a relatively new keyboard as well. This is touch typing. I'm not there yet.
Wow, I did great! Too bad Nigel's not here to see my score.
Really? That's not that good. Why did I try to translate cheekies? Bless you, Kona. He's the worst. We hate him, Nigel. Okay, this. Can't believe I have to type this password in again.
So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt?
Me, Nigel Potter, takes notes, takes notes. Me.
Remember, you mustn't waste any time. Our little chums won't stay visible for long. So, on your mark, get set, go!
What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh. Well, I'm gonna learn Latin. Oh, what's the... I was trying to do that from memory. What am I actually doing? Looking for ghosts?
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Looking close doo 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 doo. Detective, baby shark.
This is so hard to navigate. Why? Why, Devs? Why would you do this?
3 down, 10 to go.
10 to go? Okay, now I know what I'm doing though. I feel like I would like to restart. Are they only in the Great Hall? Or are they all over? No,
And the winner is Lulu.
we had a shaky start, so we may have to redo. Are they? Yeah, okay. This is my kind of ghost hunt, to be honest. About actually in the library itself. Oh no. I feel like I found a fair bunch. Everyone's asleep. Okay. Slide down the banister, Nancy. Out in the conservatory. We can have a closer look at the woman's stuff anyway. Okay, we need to come back. But... Oh,
10 down, 3 to go.
3 to go. Where could they possibly be? I thought there was 10. Oh, my disappointment. Oh, here's another one. 2 more. Oh my gosh. Just wake everyone up. Hello?
I need the key.
I need to complete this. Maybe in Nancy's room. I feel like we've lost. They might not even be out now. Okay, are we just reset it, or... I'm very confused.
And the winner is Lulu. The time has come.
So confused whether I'm still doing the ghost hunt or not. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the conservatory and get that letter. Oh, a Venus flytrap.
Maybe I should try feeding it something.
Well, just flick it, Nancy. Flick it away. Yeah, I'm guessing it is timed, but I was confused. I thought I'd reset it then. I wish it was a bit more clear on...
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
It was a bit clearer on... when it was over. I don't know what those things all want. Fly of some kind.
Sorry, time's up. Looks
Okay,
like
it was
you
still
weren't
going
quite fast
at
enough
that
for our
point.
bashful little friends. Better luck next time. Farewell till then.
I'm ready again. Now that I know
So
what I'm
who's
doing.
ready to go on a ghost hunt? Remember, you mustn't waste any time. Our little chums won't stay visible for long. So, on your mark, get set, go!
Are there any in the library? Just wasting time looking around. Okay.
Got one. Three down, 10 to go.
That one's creepy. Didn't I find one in here before? Where is it now? Oh, here. And here. Ooh, I think I only found one in here before, so that might be alright.
Ten down, 3 to go.
Oh god, where did I find another one then? I found one at the top of the stairs. Just wait the whole house, just for a ghost hunt. 2 to go. I must have, I don't know. Oh, that was one, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, 1 more to go.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird.
It's gonna be like the most obvious one, isn't it? Yeah, I've got 2 in the greenhouse. I've got 2 in this room, this corridor. Just up here. Yeah, I got the one at the top of the stairs. There can't be one in any of the rooms.
And the winner is Lulu. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's hard to know when they've gone away or the timer's ended. Can look. I feel like there's got to be more than 2 in this giant space. Maybe.
A carnivorous plant. Cool. That's probably not a good idea. Ah!
Imagine. Okay. It's 3 in the lower hallway. In the like the big hallway or that smaller one. This one. Was that one? No, that was the whole door handle. I can't see another one. Yeah, I'm trying. I think I got some extra ones this time that way. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I wish you could take the timer with you or something. Because I don't know now if I'm looking for no reason.
Sorry, time's up. Looks like you weren't quite fast enough for our bashful little friends. Better luck next time.
Okay.
Farewell till then.
We'll go again.
So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt? Remember, you mustn't waste any time. Our little chums won't stay visible
I'll let you
for
know,
long.
Callum.
So, on your mark, get set, go!
This isn't too bad, so I might have a couple of more rounds in me.
Got one. Three down, 10 to go.
Then there's the one in the... It would help if I could get to them as well. Okay, let's have a look in here. One here. And that. Just go through again. Make sure. And here. Oh, it was one in here, like. Yeah, I got it. Let's get the two in the conservatory. Yay! Yay for memory. Imagining Nancy drew ghosts. Get your legs moving, Nancy. Okay, now upstairs. No, the door.
10 down, 3 to go.
Wake the whole house up again. And then there's one by Nancy's room, I think.
There, ghost number 13.
Woo! Yeah, it does feel laggy. I'm just clicking so quickly.
Congratulations, you're one of the few people who have seen the 13 ghosts of Blackmoor Manor. As a reward, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
When you are facing the green dragon, look to the left and pull below the vase with the tree. The green dragon. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Green dragon. Look left. And pull. Below. Enjoy your lunch, Light. Thank you for the support.
But a word to the wise, if you're wearing a hat, hang on to it. Have fun.
Why? What are they going to do to me? Okay, we need to talk to moody old Linda again. Is there not a task for completing the computer? Okay, find a green dragon. Okay, I'm guessing it's not in the library.
Who's the pretty bird in the mirror? Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird. Pay no attention to the bird behind the curtain.
Maybe something in Nancy's room? Is there anything green dragon-like in here?
A tripod. For a camera, maybe?
Or a telescope? To open this, we need something of Bridget's. What's the phone doing? It's a healthy diet for parrots. Parrots in the wild eat a wide variety of foods simply because a food source that's available one day may no longer be available the next. If and when the opportunity arises, wild parrots will eat fruit, seeds, leaves, nuts, and sometimes even the meat from carcass. It only stands to reason that parrots in captivity will thrive on a diet that offers a variety of fresh foods too. A healthy diet includes deep-coloured vegetables, quality proteins, additional fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds. I'm guessing these percentages are going to be vital, maybe, to making food for the parrot later on. Let's jot them down then. Probably not going to be necessary now that I'm actually writing it down. Okay. Never feed your parrot avocado, tea, coffee, chocolate, uncooked potato, or any kind of lunch meat. These foods can be toxic to our feathered friends. Lunch meat's kind of weird. Is it like just processed food? I don't know how to find Brigitte's coat of arms. Seems like they only have the men's. Let's get Nancy to bed. I don't know what time everybody else wakes up. True, onions poisonous to so many animals. And me.
Oh, maybe I'd better have a look around.
What the heck is going on? Poor Nancy, she can't get a spot of sleep.
She's probably sleeping.
Was it somebody walking up these?
She's probably sleeping.
Well, Nancy, do you not want to ask anybody else about the...
Pay no attention to the bird behind the curtain. Say goodnight, Gracie.
What's that supposed to mean?
Everyone's sleeping. Go to your room and set your clock.
What time do most people get up around here?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. Set your clock for 6 a.m. Sweet dreams. Felicity, the door! The door! You're gonna need a bigger boat.
We'll do as we're told by this parrot. Oh, okay, there are some women. Portraits. But which one's Brigitte? Is it this sciencey one? the secret Mr. Blobby cult. Okay, let's get up at 6. Nancy's got like an hour.
What's that?
With her eyes so bright, looks toward heaven at midnight. On the longest night of year, that's the one she holds most dear. Story friends, she's often heard to say, how I wish that I could make you stay. She knows though they can't remain, time will bring them round again.
Sounds like she's learning lots. Okay, we need to talk to grumpy old Linda again.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but Jane told me about the lady in black.
What lady in black? Jane never said anything to me about a lady in black. That kid is so weird. I just don't get her.
She seems to kind of hate her stepdaughter, and her poor stepdaughter, you know, seems kind of lonely.
Did you receive a note or something that's upset you?
I did receive something. But it's none of your concern. You can't help me, and that's that. I'm sorry.
Linda, you have to give me a chance. Everyone is so
Linda,
worried
you're the
about you.
worst.
If you just tell me what's happened, maybe I could help. Linda, I made a promise to your mother and I plan to keep it. I'm here for you when you need me.
I don't know, Nancy. It's kind of sus.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid. Top of the morning to you, matey.
How good are you at giving hints?
Tell your troubles to Lulu.
I could use a hint when it comes to that weird star box
I
that's
like to
in
see
my
how
room.
good the hint is.
Hint dog, sing along. Brigitte's coat, be sure to note. Pretty tune, stars and moon. Favorite night, your delight.
Okay, she just said that the summer solstice.
Bye, bird.
Bye, bird. Felicity, the door, the
One of
door.
the solstices, anyway. Jane sang a song.
Looks like a piece is missing.
I don't know which one's which though. Kona, you get that blob. See if we can go and talk to Mrs. Drake about what to feed the plants.
Yes?
The picture book in Jane's room. Do you know much about its history?
My brother Alan found it somewhere in the house. He was quite fascinated by it, but he'd never let me look at it.
What was your brother Alan like?
He was quite remarkable. He taught linguistics and computer science and won many prestigious awards. He loved games, especially pranks, and was forever tinkering with this and that. I do miss him sometimes, but now he's gone. He died a month after my husband passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
And ever since I've been here all alone. Until Hugh came back from the United States, that is.
Goodbye.
The pleasure is all mine, child.
But really, I want to know what your plants eat. So we can only talk to Jane after 2 p.m. because that's when her lessons are done. Oops.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check.
I want to call this one. The werewolf book writer.
This is Paliki.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Could I ask you some questions about lycanthropy?
I'm sorry, I'm about to leave for a seminar and I'm very busy. Besides, I've written 2 books and 12 articles on the subject. If you have questions, perhaps you should try reading one of them.
I did. That's how I got your number.
Well, if you didn't understand something, I'm afraid I really don't have time to explain it to you.
I understood everything. It's just that I know someone who seems to be exhibiting some of the symptoms of lycanthropic
Lycanthropic metamorphosis? Well, that's different. Talk to me.
What do you consider to be the definitive
She's
signs that
turning into
someone
a
is
werewolf.
turning into some kind of animal?
Symptoms are relatively subtle. Dry mouth, fatigue, impaired vision, and reduced blood flow to the skin. Is this person pale?
Yes, but the really disturbing thing is, she won't let anyone see her. She just lies in bed all day behind this curtain.
And at night, what does she do at night?
I can't be sure, but I do know that I saw something outside the night I arrived. Some kind of animal. And when I asked to see my friend, I was told she was unavailable.
This sounds very
Nancy.
promising.
You don't really
What are
believe
you
she's
doing?
turning into some kind of creature, do you?
Young lady, I believe the human mind is capable of far more than we can ever imagine. Pale skin, dry mouth, fatigue. The human mind is perfectly capable of causing the body to exhibit such symptoms, if it is so motivated.
Are temper tantrums symptomatic of lycanthropy?
There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to lycanthropy, or almost anything else for that matter. But if someone believes that what they're changing into is irrational, or has a bad temper, then they will exhibit irrational, ill-tempered behavior, especially if this is contrary to their former nature.
And Nancy's like, job done, she's a werewolf, brushing her hands clean of it.
What would motivate someone to turn into an animal?
Most lycanthropes are under a great deal of stress, due perhaps to the death of a loved one, marriage, divorce, a relocation, that sort of thing. They're emotionally vulnerable, which means they're
Case
particularly
closed.
open to the
Case
power of
closed.
suggestion.
Someone suggests they become a lycanthrope?
Not in so many words, of course. Somehow they get it in their head that they're destined to take another form. They see something.
Case
they
closed.
read
She's a
something.
dog.
Someone says something to them. Somehow they come to believe they're supposed to undergo a physical metamorphosis, and so, in their weakened psychological state, they do.
Thanks for your time.
Good day.
I wondered why we were going to call the werewolf book writer.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
It's Nancy. Just calling to say hi. You don't need to call me back. Bye.
Ned. Ned.
Hello?
Hi, me again.
Hi, what's up?
You sure I'm not disturbing you? I mean, shouldn't you be studying or something?
Shouldn't you be solving a mystery or something?
I'm on a break.
What a coincidence. So am I. What's up?
Linda's stepdaughter, Jane, she has this really weird picture book in her room.
What do you mean, a picture book?
I mean, pictures are all that's in this book. No words, just these strange hand-drawn images. And the book is old, like it's been around for centuries.
Drawings, huh? Maybe it's some kind of an ancient instruction manual. You know, for people who didn't know how to read.
Could be. When I asked her about it, Jane said her grandfather gave it to her. And then
what?
And then she changed the subject.
Sounds
The
like that
worst
book
crime
may
of
prove to
all.
be pretty important.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'll be waiting.
Let's talk to Mrs. Petrov. Although she might not answer.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Petrov. It's Nancy Drew.
What's happened? How's Linda?
She's fine. I mean, she's no worse, at least as far as I can tell.
That's good news, I suppose. What can I do for you?
When you were here visiting Linda, did you ever see or hear anything odd?
Yes, Mrs. Drake? Why do you ask?
Blackmoor Manor looks like the kind of place that most people would assume is haunted, don't you think?
Frankly, I was too worried about Linda to take notice of much of anything there. Except that most of the rooms I saw looked like they'd been decorated by a medieval monkey.
True,
Goodbye,
it's
Mrs.
awful
Petrov.
decoration.
Thanks, Nancy.
The decor is lacking. There's a lot of puzzles around and I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess we should find out which one's Bridget for sure so that I can work out the coat of arms, but to do that we need to go into Jane's room and we can't speak to Jane for ages yet.
Sheet with her eyes so bright.
Okay, this
looks
song's
toward
important.
Heaven at midnight on the longest night of year. That's the one she holds most dear. Starry friend, she's often heard to say.
She likes the longest night of the year.
I wish that I could make you stay. She knows though they can't remain.
For the winter solstice.
Time will bring them round again.
She's a fan. Oh my god. I do not like this. Why is it so complicated? Nancy, why? So...
Maybe I should take another look at Brigitte's coat of arms.
Okay. So for each... And I'm guessing this is the... the state of the moon. It makes me want to cry. I don't want to do that.
John Penvillin.
Granny and the Water Fairy. In a faraway place beside a pond since gone dry, there lived a frog named Granny. Granny was content to live by himself and never ventured into the pond. Same Granny. Me and Granny, same person. For back then it was a fearsome place full of crocodiles that lurked beneath the surface, just waiting for a tasty little morsel like Granny to swim by. But one day, a beautiful princess appeared on the other side of the pond. Like Granny, she was by herself, for she had been unfairly banished from her father's kingdom. Sometimes at night, Granny could hear her singing sad songs and talking to herself out of loneliness. He longed to swim across the pond so they could keep each other company, but he knew the crocodiles would eat him if he tried. So he sat on the shore, croaking mournfully in the moonlight, all alone. Then one day, a kind-hearted water fairy appeared in the mist above the swamp that surrounded the pond and told Granny that she would help him cross the pond so that he and the princess could be together. Oh, what's this? Water, earth, fire, air. A clue. How? Granny asked. I cannot swim across, for the crocodiles are fast and fierce and have eaten more friends and relatives than I dare to count. You will not have to swim, the water fairy replied, for I shall make a path for you. And don't forget, crocodiles tend to hide in the middle of the pond near trees, and they hate boats. With that, a lily pad suddenly appeared in the pond in front of Granny. Although he was still afraid, he summoned his courage and hopped onto it. Then another lily pad appeared, and after that another, then another. Granny leapt from one to the next, his tiny heart pounding in his chest. Come on, Granny, I'm rooting for you. Until at long last he leapt from the last lily pad on the dock where the princess sat. She was delighted to see the little frog, and when she realised that Granny had made the perilous journey across the pond just to be with her, she smiled for the first time since her banishment. So grateful was she for Granny's company that she gave the water fairy a gift, a bright red key, which the water fairy soon put to use. They all lived happily ever after. That's a terrible ending. Hello, Fox. Hi, Fox. How's the bub? How's the bubba? It's the worst ending. She gave the water fairy a random red key that was put to some undetermined use. I want to look at this. Cook? Who's Cook?
Sorry, chum. The Boar's Head pub is closed. Ring us back after 8 come day's dawning.
After 8. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's only 6:45 in the morning. Kinda rude. Hi, Tired, you're a dad.
Boar's Head pub, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'm supposed to call you if I want some food.
Right. Nancy Drew, out at the old Blackmoor Manor, are you? You must be
I am
Hank Marvin
Hank
up there.
Marvin.
Pity about your kitchen, but we'll fix you up for some Vexin posh. Just tell me what you'd like.
Okay. What do you have?
We've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, a real fine pinky and perky, and a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife, just rubber-ducked. Hello?
Could you repeat that?
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, pinky and perky, and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
They're all good. But I'll have bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Rightio. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
Uncle Fred. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Oh, butter.
All right,
Bread
then.
and butter.
We'll come round and leave it at your Rory.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've got no hot potato about, so it may take a bit, but we'll have it up to you in no time. Fish and taters.
I do want bread and butter with my bangers and mash, thank you. When do I get my food? Should we call Hugh as well? But he's in America, so I don't know if this will work.
Hugh Penvillin here.
Hello, Mr. Penvillin. This is Nancy Drew. I'm the one who's visiting Linda. You know,
Your
from the
name?
United States, across the pond.
Yes, of course. Are you at Blackmoor?
Yes, I am, and I've talked to Linda.
Good for you, because frankly, that's something I've been quite unable to do lately. These temper tantrums of hers make rational discourse well nigh impossible.
How long have these tantrums been going on?
Ever since I left for Italy. We'll be talking on the phone about the weather or Jane's lessons or something equally innocuous, and suddenly she'll be bellowing at me and slamming the phone down.
Are you sure you didn't inadvertently say something, you know, argumentative?
I promise you, these rages of hers are totally uncalled for and quite unbearable. I love her dearly, but she's making things very difficult.
I understand that Mrs. Drake is your aunt?
Yes, Aunt Letitia. We're not very close, however. She's always been rather aloof, much more interested in being a Penvillin than a person, if you know what I mean.
Does Linda get along with her?
As far as I know, yes, although I have caught my aunt eyeing Linda strangely at times. And of course there's the 6-month habitation clause.
The what?
According to the Penvillin rules
That's
of
cute,
inheritance,
Kona.
the spouse of Blackmoor Manor's current owner, that would be Linda since I'm the current owner, the spouse of the current owner must reside in the manor for at least 6 months. Should she or he leave the manor before 6 months is up,
Ownership of one half of the estate immediately passes to the next legal heir.
And that would be Mrs. Drake.
Correct.
Gasp.
Have you spent much time on your father's computer? The one that's in the library?
I dare say I've never touched it. Mathematics, computer science, linguistics, all the
Dirty
things that
folks.
fascinated my scholarly father bored me to tears. He gave up on me quite early on. With Jane, however, it was a different story.
What do you mean?
From the day she was born, my father doted on her, far more than he ever doted on me. Read to her, bought her books, games. Truth be told, I was a bit jealous. He passed away when she was still a toddler, so it's unlikely she remembers all the attention he showered on her. But I do, and I still find it so out of character as to be mystifying.
I met your daughter Jane.
Quite the bundle of energy, isn't she?
How long have you and her mother been
Oh
divorced?
God, Nancy.
Renee and I were divorced almost 2 years ago. Jane went into a bit of a tailspin for a while, but she's come to adore Linda. She's been calling her Mummy since the day we were married.
It was nice
Well,
talking
Linda
to you.
doesn't seem
This
to like
is an
her very
extremely
much.
busy time for me, so I apologize in advance if you call and I'm unavailable.
I understand.
Good. Cheerio.
Linda has called her a pest and weird. Okay, we can't speak to Jane until it's 2 when she finishes her lessons, so... Oh no, Kona's being a tyrant again. Oh, these are the games. What is this?
How about a game of petroglyph punch?
This is a game I bought in Arizona. You have to make as many matches as possible. On your mark, get set, go!
Easy. What do I do? What am I doing? Oh. Do I switch them then? I don't know. Okay. Weird, but okay. This is not fun. Okay, you can just do that. So many match games. Oh, Series
Great
command.
score!
Have you ever heard anything strange at night that sounds like chanting?
No.
No, is that it? That's all you have to say. Okay.
I should get going.
Come back soon.
To pull a Siri is to lurk. Okay, we need to use the family tree to look at Bridget. Brigitte. Where is she?
Tell me about Brigitte, the one born in 1759.
She never married and was bonkers for astronomy. She adopted her sister's son, Richard, who later got killed at Waterloo.
Depressing, okay. So she's the one that's after 3 women. Okay. She's the 3rd.
Oh, you startled me.
I haven't
You
met
must
her
be
yet.
Nancy. I'm Jane's tutor, Ethel.
Ethel's looking guilty as heck.
How do you do? Jane is very excited you're visiting. You're all she's talked about for the past week. Wow, I feel so embarrassed. I didn't think I'd have a fan club all the way over here. Yes, well. I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane. Oh, I guess I'll be going then. It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
Alright, Ethel. Okay. Ah, it's so hard to get around here. Okay, this is Brigitte, I think. Yeah. Take a picture of this. Because I'm guessing those colours are what we need them to look like. I don't know, Mrs. Drake has motive already. Which usually means she's a red herring. I did not like the way Ethel slunk.
That must be the food I ordered.
Ooh, let's get our
Bangers and mash, huh? Looks like sausages to me.
Yeah, bangers. And our bread and
This
butter.
smells delicious. Mmm.
Those sounds. Oh,
I'm stuffed.
can't say I'm a fan. Okay. There's the box. Is that all we need? Oh, there's so many. How do we know what's what? Maybe I should have taken a picture of the whole thing. Yeah, she just didn't really seem to want to talk to Nancy.
I'm finished with that. That's done.
So I need to connect the animals with the stars. So, yeah. I guess we just need to write down what each one is. So what have we got on the box? What are our options? There's my pen and paper. We've got lion, some kind of sea serpent. I don't know what the heck that is on the right. A cat of some kind. Predator cat. Smooches to Siri. She's so mysterious. A gazelle, I guess, and a rabbit. Is that it? Oh no, and a fish. Looking heckin' cute. Okay, was that a lynx? The predator cat? Or did I have a lynx? And that's north, I think. Yeah, maybe? Solsticium. And it's Sagittarius? I don't really understand. Okay, so we have this. Oh no, this is the lynx. Oh, I'm so confused. So maybe this is the one this is the map I should be paying attention to because it's got the fish, the serpent, the lion, the rabbit and the lynx. What about the stupid fish? Oh no, there's the fish. What about the gazelle? I think Bruma is the winter solstice as well, and it did say that Brigitte's favourite day was the longest night. So north is the sea serpent thing, is Draco. Draco Kona. Draco Conason. Leo, which is north. The lynx is in the middle, so I don't really know what to do with that. East. Leo. Rabbit. South. South. Pisces. West. And then maybe that picture will tell me what position to put the moons in. Okay, let's try it. I'm not 100%. I'm about 20%. No, less. I'd say 10% chance that this is right. So the lion is the east. No. Like that? No. It is red. Oh. But it's the... like that? I'll try it. About Draco. It's the north. So it's just full on like that, I think. But in red. My confidence is down to 2%. Okay, what? This. And green. What's the last one we need to do? The fish. Well, the last one that I know what to do, or have a guess what I could do with it. Same, Fox. It's kind of like if you haven't been watching the whole time, this one's confusing. Yeah, never eat shredded wheat, okay. I don't know how to get it the other way. Okay, like that. But then I don't know what to do with the links, or maybe the links one is separate. The links one should be, because the links had this one too, so it's north. Maybe, but it's in the middle here. Where's the gazelle thing? I'm not seeing the gazelle. I'm gonna do the links as the same as north, I guess. Which is just like that. Oh, is that? Oh, no, it's not the gazelle thing, that's the links, is it? I can't tell what it is. Let's go look at the thing again. Oh, here. This is her coat of arms. Indeed. Bam! Oh, big! You're witnessing my defeat at this puzzle. I'm so stuck. Hello everyone. You witness my failure at this children's puzzle game. How's it going? How was your stream? Okay, I'm gonna try.
Wonder what this is.
Okay, I did it. You're my good luck charm, Raiders. I was right, kind of. I just got it... I just got the links one wrong. Hello!
This lens is supposed to go into a telescope that sits on a tripod.
Mm-hmm. What's this? Oh, that's the note. Okay, we just leave it then. Woo! We did it! We'll go ask Jane.
Check. Check.
Check. Check. How was Strim? How was Strim? Sorry if you've said. I was too busy celebrating my success. Oh, the stream was good. Didn't crash this time. Yeah, well, that day, Twitch was playing up.
Hi, Nancy.
Jane, did there used to be a telescope in my room?
Mm-hmm. I took it outside to look at the stars. But if you want it back, you'll have to play a game with me.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, what's the game?
If you get the puzzle done in
She's
time,
also a
I'll
loser.
return the telescope. If not, then you'll have to try again.
She's a lonely loser, and she's bad at games, because even I can beat her.
On your mark, get set, go!
I've already done this puzzle of my own accord, so maybe I am.
5 minutes.
And she has terrifying puzzles. Let's find the corner pieces. She's plain bad at puzzles because I can beat her. That's how you know. Okay, I'll not be beaten by Jane. She won't get me.
4 minutes.
Get better puzzles, please, Jane. Do it for your own sanity. These are insane. I can't even see. And who stands over someone's shoulders repeating the time?
You won. Good show. I'll put the telescope back in your room first chance I get.
Scary loser child, indeed. Okay.
I should get going.
Ta-ta.
Well, she's also got a horrible stepmom who potentially is turning into a werewolf. We can't.
Hi, Linda.
We only can look at her through this
Nancy?
curtain.
I can't believe you're still here. I thought for sure that... Maybe you can help me.
What did the lady in black leave for you on your nightstand?
All I know is I've awakened something in this house. Something that refuses to rest.
Refuses to rest?
One day after Hugh left for Rome, I inadvertently discovered a secret passageway. I started to explore it. And pretty soon I found this really old-looking message etched into the wall. When I read it, I realized it was some kind of ancient curse. I tried to laugh it off, but it was kind of unnerving. So I went back to my room and
Vic.
found a note on my nightstand. And on it was written the exact same curse. That very night, I started to feel strange. The curse has been coming true ever since.
Did anyone see you go into the passageway?
No, no one. You see, I'd been warned not to go poking around. By Hugh, Mrs. Drake, Ethel. They all said the manor is old and dangerously decayed, so I made sure no one was watching. And even if someone did see me in the passageway, I went directly to my room afterwards. How could someone write down the exact same curse and get it into my room before I came back? No, something else did this. Something not human.
Where is the secret passageway?
I can't tell you that. I've already caused my own doom. I won't do the same to you.
I can handle it, Linda, really.
You have no idea what you're up against.
Can I at least see the note that was left on your nightstand?
I burned it as soon as I read it. I don't know why I bothered telling you this. You can't do anything for me. I should have listened, but I didn't. And now what's done is done.
How well do you get along with Jane?
I've been giving it the old college try, believe me. But she can just be so strange sometimes.
Yes, that little girl is this lady's stepdaughter, and so far she's called her a pest, weird, and now strange. The curse is hidden. Hire the talking dog. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you?
Maybe she's just trying too hard to get you to like her.
That could be part of it, but she'll just do the oddest things.
Odd?
Like one night just after Hugh left, she came into my room and insisted I read a book to her.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very odd to me.
The book was on monsters, vampires and werewolves and witches. I mean, what kind of little girl reads books like that? She fits right into this house, that's for sure.
She's a savage.
I'll see you soon.
I hope so.
Was it Twilight? Because I understand the trauma of being asked to read Twilight to someone. In this game, you get the best death.
That's probably not a good idea.
Ah! I'm gonna do that every time. Oh my god. It crashed! It crashed the game. It said, why do you keep putting Nancy in a plant? You don't deserve to play this game. You're a fool. Second chance. Okay, here we are. Wait, I can't remember the... Okay, here we go. I actually should save because I haven't saved at all. So... there we go.
Yes?
I spoke with Mr. Tucker at the Boar's Head pub, but frankly, I'm not at all sure what he said.
Nancy got ate
Yes,
by a
his
plant
language
and
is
it
quite
crashed
colourful,
game
isn't it? He's Cockney, you see. My brother Alan and I loved to make up Cockney rhymes when we were young. We'd drive our governess quite batty. Haven't got a pot of glue, haven't got a pot of glue. Ha! How we teased her.
Haven't got a clue. Yeah, and also we opened the little box in Nancy's room somehow.
Pot of glue?
A clue, dear. Haven't got a clue. Rhymes with glue, you see.
Goodbye.
The pleasure is all mine, child.
It was traumatic though. I kind of stumbled upon the last one.
I'm finished with that.
Ask Jane about the passage.
Check.
And I still need to follow the directions I got from the ghost game. I haven't seen a green dragon hanging about though. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about this guy as well. He's the worst.
Hello, Nancy.
Have you seen any runes anywhere in the manor?
You mean like Norse runes? No, I haven't. I don't really know much about them anyway. Dead languages aren't really my bag, you know.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Valet!
Yeah, no one is good here. The little girl is the best, but she's just bad at games. She's bad at everything.
Hi, Nancy.
Do you know of any secret passageways in the manor?
I found one, but all it did was lead to this funny picture.
Do you think you could show me where the passageway is?
He's got a voice that
Wouldn't
you
you
could
rather
punch.
play a game with me? I'm so bored.
If I play a game with you, will you tell me where the secret passageway is?
Okay. I got this at this really neat museum in the States. It's supposed to be an original Maya game, but don't worry. You don't have to, like, kill people or take their
I
hearts
played
out
this
or
in one of
anything.
the Nancy Drew games.
It's
I played
really
just
easy
me and
to play.
Kona.
You roll the corn and move your warrior the number of
not
dots on the
easy.
corn. If no dots, then you get to move 5 spaces. You get 2 turns, but you can pass on your second turn. You just keep on going down this track, and you can
Yeah.
capture my person if you land on him.
I hated
Whoever
this
gets all the
game.
warriors wins. I'll be blue. Here we go.
I hated this game and Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Oh yeah, we met the governess once. And yeah, I got bad vibes. I still don't really understand the rules.
Your turn.
Pass.
Oh. I think you have to land on them?
You can go.
Nah.
You can go. Oh no!
Yeah, I gotta. Lovely lady.
You can go.
Your turn. Oh no!
Oh no!
Your turn.
Your turn.
Your turn.
You can go.
No.
Your turn.
No.
Sorry.
Sorry. She got one of mine, but it's okay as long as I win this one. we're
You
good.
can go.
Pass.
It's kind of luck anyway.
Your turn.
Okay, there you go.
Your turn.
I pass.
No.
Another warrior bites the dust.
Okay, I've got to win this one.
You can go.
Otherwise I've got to go again. Jane rigged
You
this
can
game.
go.
It's a nonsense game.
Your turn.
Pass. Oh no!
Come on. How many times do I have to go?
Your turn.
This last one. No!
Another warrior bites the dust.
This is the last one of ours, otherwise I have to play this stupid game again.
Your turn.
You can go.
Come on. No.
You can go.
Pass.
You can go.
I should have stayed then.
Pass.
All right!
Heck
You
yeah.
lucked out that time. Okay, I found the secret passageway in the East Hall. That's the hall with the coat of arms on the door. But it's not a very exciting secret passageway. You're going to be totally bored. Wouldn't you rather play a game with me instead?
No, Annabelle.
The East Hall is locked. Do you know how I can get in it?
My great aunt took the key. She probably thought I'd break something in there. But I found another one. Here, you can keep it if you want.
I should get going.
Come back soon.
She looks like the doll from that horror film. She's awful.
Who's the pretty bird in
It
the
could be the
mirror?
parrot.
Uh-oh, not good. Stay away, stay away.
What's not good?
Behind you. Don't look, don't look,
You're just playing a joke on me, aren't you?
don't look, don't look.
I'm not falling for it
that.
as Nancy
There's
gets
nothing
murdered.
there, Lulu.
Nothing there, fooled ya.
Bye, bird.
Bob's your uncle. And
Imagine
the winner is
Nancy
Lulu.
gets murdered because she
I need the
refuses
key.
to play chicken with the
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
parrot. Oh, here's the green dragon. Okay. I've got instructions on this. What to do if I see a green dragon. If I face the green dragon, then look to the left and pull below the vase with the tree. Whatever that heckin' means. Oh. There we go, I guess. Oh!
Whee!
What? Lulu. Lulu. What the heck was that? Yeah, stumbling upwards is the theme. It's the theme of the streams. What was the purpose of that? Just for a bit of fun? Oh, there's a bullseye thing on the wall. I'm willing to bet that if I throw something at it and manage to hit the bullseye, something will happen. Oh god, what will I throw? I don't think I've even... Oh, I guess I should save again. Also look around in here if there's anything else. I don't think I've even got anything. I've got a key and this telescope part. I mean, I don't think I'm meant to throw
Who's
the
the pretty
telescope.
bird in the mirror?
If I... Oh. No, put it back on. Now what?
Cool. There are symbols in that mural that I couldn't see before.
One. It's kind of a creepy looking mural. Parrot 2. I do not like it. It's my take. Where's 3? Oh, there it is. Me stumbling upwards a little. True. Well, now what could that be? 4. What could that possibly be referring to? Find a ball. I guess Jane might have a ball.
that's done. I haven't done that yet. Check. Check. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that.
Okay.
Hi, Nancy.
How do I get into the secret passageway in the East Hall?
I don't know why you have to go there, but if you must know, the way I got in was by moving the hands on that statue with all the arms. I was just playing around with them when this secret door just suddenly appeared.
Okay. What statue is that? What's the East
I should
Hall?
get going.
Ta-ta!
Is that not just where I went? What's the statue with all the arms? I'm very confused.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a...
The hands
Oh.
move.
That's creepy. I do not like that. Because they are horrible hands. They're very uncanny valley. She's got time on her hands. Hey. She said she just kept playing with them. I don't understand or know what information is related to it. Maybe I could ask the bird for a hint.
And the winner is... Hello!
How about a hint?
Lulu hungry. Lulu want cake first.
I have to
A
make her a
cake, huh?
cake.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
I have to work for my hints. How do I... Can I not just start making...
I'm going to
Okay.
bake another cake for Lulu, if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so from my research on parrot food, we need 30% veg. It said never give birds salami. Is that chocolate? Never give them chocolate, I'm guessing. I don't know what that is. Mealworms. Well, they can have some mealworms. What's this? Blueberries. They can have some of them, I think.
I'm going to bake another cake for I'm going to bake another cake for Lulu, if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
I can't have the salami. Let's put the nuts in. Can I just have a cracker? Yeah. How does that look? That looks kind of like a bird treat. He said if I want a hint, I've got to give a cake.
Hello!
Lulu want a yummy cake?
Cake! Lulu want cake!
You could also choose to poison Lulu with chocolate or salami.
Delicious!
Yes.
In which directions should I turn the hands on that dragon statue in the East Hall? Do you know?
Rude fox.
Edward knows. He's coded
Edward
with
knows.
answers. He's armed with the truth. Get the door! Get the door!
Okay, so it's Edward's. Is that the one we came out of when we...
Bye, bird.
Cheerio, who's the pretty bird in the mirror?
Edward. If I go down the
Felicity,
slide again, whose coat of arms do I... Whee! That's going to be so hard to hit. That's going to be annoying. No, we don't come out of Edward's, but who is Edward? I guess we could just look for anybody who's got a dragon. How dare you insult my cake? It's the best cake. The best darn cake. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody's coat of arms be particularly useful. He's Alan. See you, Vic. No frosting. It's poisonous to birds, apparently. Let's go and find out who Edward is from Jane. And Herb. Ooh. Does anyone say cake? Bird cake, unfortunately.
Who was Edward?
He lived in France with his father, Le Comte de Roquefort. He was very interested in languages and translated books from Greek and Latin.
Okay, he's like before the guy with no coat of arms, I think. Yeah, check out my settlement that I've built. Hi, Chimkin. It's detective time. Or maybe not. Coat of arms be confusing. No, just English people. No vampires. Just a creepy puppet girl who is actually a real human. I'll show you, Jane. This
Hi,
creepy
Nancy.
girl lives here.
I should get going.
Au revoir.
Okay, I still don't know who Edward is.
And the winner is Lulu. The time has come
And
for closing
a depressing parrot.
books.
And this LGBT icon. A 50-year-old cabaret singer with a tiny butler body. That's amazing. She's a real human, for real. Somebody's coat of arms is supposed to tell me the answer. I just don't know who Edward is. Oh, my mistake. It's condiments.
Hello, Nancy.
This absolute loser,
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell.
who I hate. First look around for a clue. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. I don't even know. I don't want to go in there. I'm just sick of the point and click. Ned, give me a clue, please. Ned, help. I want Ned back.
Hello?
Hi, Ned.
Hey, what's the latest?
Linda told me that her problem started right after she found this curse in a secret passageway.
So what'd the curse say?
She refused to tell me.
Sounds to me like you'd better give finding that out your top priority.
Okay, yeah,
I think Linda may be turning into the Beast of Blackmoor.
Excuse me?
See, I found this book that had information on lycanthropy in it.
Lycanthropy? Werewolves?
Basically, yes. Anyway, I called this expert, and from what she said, I really think Linda thinks she's been cursed to become the legendary Beast of Blackmoor.
So it's all in her head.
Right. Linda's symptoms are probably all psychosomatic.
Probably?
I mean, her symptoms are all psychosomatic. Hopefully.
So what does this Beast of Blackmoor do?
Yep, it's our running theory is werewolf.
Sully the family name, mostly.
Ah, kind of like my cousin Higby.
The guy who wrestles hogs for a living?
That's the one.
Apparently, each of Jane's ancestors had different coats of arms.
Really? That's odd. You'd think there would be just one coat of arms for the whole family.
Believe me, the Penvillin family is nothing if not odd. Each coat of arms includes very distinct images and symbols.
Wonder why they're so different.
It's a long story, but I'm beginning to think that each Penvillin left behind a puzzle, and that his or her coat of arms contains clues to solving that puzzle.
Makes sense. I mean, in an oddball Penvillinian sort of way.
Yeah, Ned's family sounds awesome. Ned, give us their number.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'm already looking forward to it.
He did not sound like he was looking forward to it at all. I'm already looking forward to it. Ned, please. Ned's gonna leave us. Kind of lost. See if there's anything on the web we can search. Cockney rhyming slang. Let's have a look, see what they say about that. Who did it? We don't know, pal. Probably the creepy girl. Also, pow! Some people living in the east of London use peculiar words and phrases when they talk. Although they're speaking English, it's quite likely that outsiders will think they're hearing a foreign language. In fact, that's probably why Cockney rhyming slang evolved, so that one group of people, like street vendors or petty criminals, could communicate in front of another group of people without the latter knowing what was being said. In rhyming slang, the last word of a phrase or a two-word name rhymes with the word with the slang replaces. For instance, Mickey Mouse is slang for house. Often, but not always, only the first word of the slang phrase is used instead of the original word, so that Mickey used alone means house. Moreover, there may be more than one slang word or phrase for the same word. Boogle and Irish rose both mean nose. More examples: baked beans or Dixie Queens, jeans, nanny goat, boat, Uncle Fred and Johnny Rutter. Yeah, I knew that. That's the only one I knew. Teapot lids, kids, hickory dickory dock, clock. Yeah. Pow. It's clearly Jane, the creepy child, or this parrot that won't give us good hints.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid
Let's have a look in Jane's trunk actually to see if she has a ball, so we can throw it at the bullseye. No, she has everything but. She's rubbish. Jane bad. Okay, I don't want to say it's because Pal's here, but I'm kidding. I'm going to go eat. I hate to say it's because Pal's here. Oh, we can raid Love Live or Live, as she has raided us before. I'll see you Friday for more Nancy Drew hijinks. Like, it is fun, but it's hard. I'm struggling with this one. Thanks, everyone. See you then. That can go to many different jobs, but you want to put the skills that are mentioned in the job description.